The Dade County Board of Commissioners regular monthly meeting. I don't have my mic on. Sorry. Get it right here in a minute. Sorry about that. This is the Dade County Board of Commissioners regular monthly meeting, and it is hereby called to order. At this time, I will ask Brother Wayne Moody of the Trenton Methodist Church to come up and ask our invocation, and then I'll ask Bob Woods if he will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If y'all could stand.
You know, it's said that we're supposed to offer petitions, prayers, intercession, thanksgiving for everybody, especially those that are in authority, so we can lead godly and peaceful lives. So that's what we do tonight. It says that this is good and pleases God. Let's pray. Father, we thank you for the fact that there are people willing to serve. We thank you, Father, that you watch over us, that you see the place that we've got here, that, Lord, it's a pleasant place. It's a good place to live, a good place to be a part of people's lives, have our families, have our schools. So, Lord, we pray that these who are gathered here tonight to make decisions, give them wisdom, give them guidance, watch over them. We're thankful for them. We ask that you do all things according to your will in all of the activities and all of the decisions. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. All right, everyone, hand over heart. Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Thank you, Pastor Wayne, for that. We appreciate you coming all the way from Trenton Methodist Church. That's right down the road, isn't it? It's a long walk, but we appreciate that. And I understand y'all have a little community event in the morning, coffee, right, 7 to 9 here. So if you're a coffee drinker and you want a free cup of coffee.
Yeah, they said if you're wore out, come see them. That's what they said.
So 7 a.m. in the morning down here at the Trenton Methodist Church. Thank y'all very much. All right. This is the regular scheduled meeting of the Dade County Board of Commissioners, which takes place at the same time on the first Thursday of every month. Proper notice of the meeting was given in the legal organ of Dade County and has been posted in the hallway of the administrative building. At this time, I'll call the roll and have it recorded by the clerk. Dr. Pullen.
Present.
Mr. Hartline. Mr. Woods.
Present.
Mrs. Bradford.
Here.
And the chair is present. We have a quorum and therefore a legal meeting. I would announce that our friend Commissioner Hartline is out tonight, but he had some job duties he had to take care of over in northeast Georgia since we had all this rain, so he was sorry he couldn't be here. At this time, we'll have citizens' participation, and first on the list is Heather Stevens, representing the Bank of Dade.
I wanted to come tell everybody about 2 free community events that we're sponsoring. The first one being this Saturday, May the 9th, from 9 to 12. We're going to have a company there on site, a big truck that's going to shred all documents that people bring. It's free. All those documents that you're collecting throughout the years, don't know what to do with them, pack them up in a box, bring them down to the bank, and we'll shred them there on site for you. I also have these as flyers if you know anybody that would be interested. They're on the back table. Grab a couple, take them with you, pass them out. The second event is going to be May the 20th at 11:30 at our historical courthouse. We're going to have a company there that's going to talk about Medicare. And this will be really good for people who are nearing the age of 65 with all of the questions that they're going to be needing to ask before they sign up for Medicare. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to call the bank. We have several people there that will be more than happy to answer any questions, and we would look forward to seeing you guys there. There will be light refreshments and coffee served during the Medicare event. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Heather.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate that. And everybody has something that needs to be shred, I'm sure. So, yeah, it's a great event. Thank you. Nathan, is it Bracken? Braden, thank you. Come on, Nathan.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, Commissioners. I just wanted to bring up a topic I did email Commissioner Pullen about, and I wanted to just present it here this evening. And I'm going to read it just for clarity. My name is Nathan Braden, the owner of 81 Green Road. 2 years ago, I purchased this ridgetop property to establish our family homestead. While the area is beautiful, the peace is frequently disrupted by excessive noise from heavy truck traffic traveling on I-24 and Highway 299. While most commercial drivers are respectful, our community is plagued by individuals using excessively loud, open exhaust engine braking. The noise is constant, occurring throughout the night, weekends, holidays. Unmuffled engine braking, wide open throttles, and emission deletes have become a significant nuisance and environmental hazard. In light of the recent passage of House Resolution 2024 and updates to Official Code 40-8-71, Georgia is moving toward measurable decibel limits and stricter enforcement against modified exhaust systems. Key updates include House Resolution 2024, which is from March of 2026, it's very recent, establishes the Joint Study Committee on Modified Exhaust Systems to implement decibel limits and authorize law enforcement's use of handheld decibel meters. House Bill 1285 targets the sale of modified exhausts and cutouts, holding shops accountable for installing systems that exceed factory noise levels. Updated Official Code 40-8-71 mandates that exhaust systems remain in good working order and prohibits the bypass devices often used on diesel trucks. Given that Wildwood and I think Dade County, Trenton, all along through here is particularly affected, I hope Dade County will move to codify these standards and equip local law enforcement to address these violations. Thank you for your time. That's really all I have. On a more personal note, though, I would say that it's particularly where I'm at. Well, that's enough. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Nathan.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Nathan.
All right. At this time, I will call upon each commissioner to make a point of personal privilege, so we'll start with Dr. Pullen.
Thank y'all. It seems like it's been somewhat of a rather busy month, but updates on US 11 and Squirreltown Creek, that project is essentially complete. They got good vegetation and the rock and erosion control seem to be in, and they've moved their equipment out, they've moved their silk fences out and put up new like cow fence kind of stuff. So all that looks better. Next, this is the closure of Sligo Road bridge over I-24. That middle picture of the piers, that picture's maybe 3-4 days old, but they've torn everything out and they're started back putting their piers in, and they've still got a long way to go, but it is progressing. Next, Lake Hills and Hicks Hollow Road, I think are basically through. It looks like the ditches, now this is an older picture, but it looks like I recently rode through both of them. The ditches may still need a little work, or either the rain and sedimentation or something, but I think the actual bridge work is through. So it looks through anyway. Next is Clayton Fuller, our U.S. Congressman, came to Dade County, and several of the commission staff, our executive, Don Townsend and myself and several others, we toured Trenton Pressing and we toured Vanguard, and I was really impressed with both companies. I had no idea about what they made or how many different things they made and what kind of machinery they had. very technical, up to date. Vanguard is making a world of trailers and has a large inventory, but they're all basically pre-sold. They've got a few for stock, but it was impressive to me how diversified Dade County is with the industry there that we have. Next, we as several of the commissioners and some staff, Gidget being the county clerk, spent several days in Savannah at the Association of County Commissioners of Georgia. There were a lot of different courses to take. We have to do so many to, I guess, stay certified. I can tell you I sat through 2 days of property appraisal and taxation, and my seat was worn out. But I know a lot more about it now, and I won't steal Commissioner Hartline, but he sat next to me, and we suffered through it. Other people sat through other things, but I learned a lot about appraisal and taxation. Next, several of us went up to the Thrive Regional Partnership. It's 16 counties in North Alabama and Tennessee and Northwest Georgia. Dade, Catoosa, Walker, and Murray County are the Georgia counties in there, and DeKalb and Jackson and Alabama, and then, of course, we've got Cleveland and others around there. And my point in this is I thoroughly enjoyed it, but there was a topic in the Dade Sentinel about these data centers, and this was what the main topics that were covered there. And Georgia was well represented. We had personnel from the Georgia Public Service Commission, we had the Conservation Fund, we had TVA, and the Center for Economic Development and Research at Georgia Tech, and Celine Benoit from the Atlanta Regional Commission. And it's just like computers. I'm not pushing for it, I'm not pushing against it, but to say that technology has changed a lot, power requirements, water requirements, and that's, I'm not pushing either way, but that was a topic that we're not faced with, and I don't know of anything breathing down our throat about it, but it was a good, balanced, I thought, approach to understanding it. Next, part of up there at this thing at the aquarium, and I did not know about this, is the Paint Rock Forest Research Center. And looking at the map, you can see our little northwest corner of Georgia, and it extends up into the edge of Tennessee, and it goes down basically Scottsboro and down toward Huntsville down there to Paint Rock. But that's one of the, according to their publications, that's one of the most biodiverse plant and animal areas in the country. And they've got a 4,000-acre research center. And all I know is what I've read on the internet, and y'all can get on there, paintrock.org. We are blessed to be living where we are in this country, in this county, this state, and this county, for the scenery and the biodiversity and the quality of life. So that's the kind of the sidelines. But next is my regular calls thing, and there's a little bit of difference in the numbers. The Alex has over EMS and some other things. Due to the reporting changes, you see some difference from last month. It's an accounting kind of thing, and this is the first month, so you can't compare all this to what we did last month and the month before. But it's still the same stuff, it's just there in a different way. And under the EMS totals and like Dade County Fire Department Station 1 and 4. There's some other things in there, but it's an accounting difference, not a difference in the calls. And that's my report. You got any questions?
That's great. Thank you so much. Bob Woods.
All right. Good evening, everyone. All of y'all that are here, thank you for showing up. All right, good to see you. All right, let's talk about the Trenton Dade Animal Center first. The building update, you know, the shells over there, everybody's seen it. It's behind the transfer station. HVAC, everything's being worked on. Heating and air conditioning, electrical, plumbing, internal walls. You can say, well, hey, why don't you do it? Well, it's real important. You got to line up all that stuff. You can't run water a certain place if you're not sure where the sink's going to go and all that. So, but they're in the process of doing it, and I'm glad to see that. There's two different groups that meet about our animal center. One, the TDAC board, which meets once a month, meets the first Tuesday at 10 o'clock at City Hall. There's a public advisory group, right? And they meet on the second Wednesday of the month, also at the City Hall at 10 o'clock. So if you'd like to show up to either one of those, feel free. It's 10 o'clock on City Hall for those. And the advisory group, they're going to be electing their chair at their next meeting because they had one, but now he works for the Animal Center. And so we can't be on an advisory council. And so they're working through that, and they'll have that all resolved. But it's a good group, and it's moving along quite well. All right, next chart. Talk about donations. Just so everybody knows, all the food at the Animal Center for the last 2 years has been donated, right? The county hasn't spent a dime. It's all been donations, right? And people, right, believe in this, they're still sending them in. The last donation, we got 21,000 pounds of dog food. Think about that, you know. You can fill up your living room with 21,000 pounds of dog food if you think about it. Monda Wooten's going to be holding a fundraiser, and two purposes that to inform everybody about the animal center and tell everybody about the building and the future plans. So that's a good thing. I always say people need to know about what's going on with animals. The total intake was 142. We've gotten rid so far of 113, and that was in April. In May, we've already gotten rid of 41, so we're continually trying to ship these animals out to places that need them. And of course, they've done 90 spay and neuters, which I think is a great solution to the concern about this. All right, next chart, please. The good old senior center. Spent several days there this week. We were looking at some grants and stuff to do some things at the senior center. And so me and Kathy Reagan went down there and spent some time with Penny the other day. So that was time well spent. Next chart, please. All right, here you go. The transit system that works there that Penny's in charge of. Trips to bring seniors to the senior center, 429. Trips for dialysis, 69. Others appointed doctor's appointment here, there, and yonder, 438. The total amount of trips, about over 900. Miles, over 11,000. And the number of hours put into all that was 782. Okay? They've got all sorts of events coming home. They play bingo, right, on Fridays. So if you're a bingo person, get your rear end over there and play bingo. Everybody's asking about bingo sometimes. Go to the senior center and do it. Eddie Cantrell is there on the second and fourth weeks of the month. They do exercises. So just take a look at all this or swing by the senior center and check it out. Next chart, please. All right, again, they've got a good lunch there, okay? Go by there, I think it starts at 10:45, but you can see on the calendar here, they've got all the usual stuff. And so it's good food, I've enjoyed it, so please go by there when you can. All right, a couple of things that aren't on the charts. Let's see here. On the 3rd of June, the mammogram bus is gonna be here in Trenton at the square. So, yeah, please, if that pertains to you, please come out on the 3rd of June. There's a group called the Resilient Communities Group, and they go around and they help communities, right? And they need data and those kind of things. We're having a meeting here on the 19th of May in the County Commission office. And I've got the reps from Rising Fawn that are coming out, and the other commissioners are finding reps from their communities to join us, and I highly recommend it. All right, the last note, early voting's going on. Now look, I want to show you this. This is not an easy read. All right? Everybody see this? All right? Now, what you don't want to have happen, y'all, is that you don't early vote. You show up at your precinct on the day to vote. Bring a sleeping bag, because the line's going to be a mile long. Well, this is not a 2-minute vote drill. All right? It has everything from the U.S. Senate, governor, lieutenant governor, secretary of state, attorney general, commissioner of this, commissioner of that, more commissioners, the state school superintendent, some more commissioners, the U.S. House of Representatives, and there's a bucket full of people on there. All right? The state Senate, House of Representatives, right? The county commission for Dr. Pullen's seat, right? And then other county commission, Board of Education, and a bunch of questions on here that you have to take time to read and understand. And you've got, let's see, 4 on the front, all right? And then you've got, right? And then 9 more in the back. And the SPLOST thing that you've heard a lot to vote, yay or nay, it's right here, this long paragraph here. So if you decide that you don't really care, I'm not saying you should or shouldn't, but you wouldn't know the Supreme Court justice if he stood in front of you and you're just going to skip those, that's your option. However, don't skip the SPLOST vote, which is on the back page. That's it, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mrs. Bradford.
Well, I'll add to that, those questions are not easy. So read them twice. I even suggest a third time. I had to go, we read this stuff all the time, this sort of wordage, and I've made notes and I've read over it a few times. So please take the time to read those questions and vote. Go any way you're going, it doesn't matter, but please go vote. Okay, I'll get back on mine. All right, well, I'm not as great as everybody else with making all these slides, so I'll just talk through whatever I don't have. But first is tire amnesty. It was a beautiful day. Couldn't have had a better day. We only brought in about 1,000 tires, which is down. So you could either take that good or you could take it bad. Either people didn't realize that it was Tire Amnesty Day, or we're just getting to the point where there's not as many tires laying around in people's yards. I'm hoping for that option, but we're not going to stop. We're going to continue to keep going. Of course, I enjoy talking, so that's a great day to see the community. And it seems like this year it was a lot of different people that usually is not at Tire Amnesty, so that was kind of neat to see. Usually it's kind of the same people every year, so this year was a little different, but it was a great day. It was a wonderful morning. So mark your calendar. We try to do it every year in May. It seems to be a good time of year. I know for me, it's right before everybody gets out of school. So when you're cleaning the yard, you could just load those tires up and bring them on down to us. So I appreciate everybody that showed up, and I appreciate the trustees that day and everybody that helped. It's a group effort. Kathy helps with the grant. Dawn helps with the communications. Billy helps with getting trailers there. The sheriff's department helps with getting trustees, and who's gonna be ready for that. So it's definitely a group effort. So I appreciate all the work that goes into that. Today, we were able to get the container over and get it placed. I'm hoping that somebody chatted, we need to get it a little secured to the building, so that might happen tomorrow or this week. I do want to stress, clean, dry newspaper, no inserts, no printed paper, just newspaper. You're able to take it or drop it. The more you take, the more that container could be filled up, so that's great. Just kind of things, and this kind of goes over with recycling. I did take some pictures today of the recycling area. I do want to say it looked fabulous to me. It looked great. But we are still finding, the container that hadn't got sorted yet, there was a couple of dressing bottles full with dressing, and then there's all this clean recycling, and of course they're sorting all that, but it's still, if it was to get open or crushed, then the whole thing has to go. So I just want to say, there's a list over here, soiled paper, wet paper, wax paper, all these things kind of goes right into the other recycling. Just please clean your recycling. It seems like things are looking a little bit better over there with that, but every once in a while you get some that's not. I do want to say to be patient when you go to the transfer station. There is a new program. We've had it, they're working on it, but there is a program, and now they have to learn how to work it. And so if you're going through the weight station, it's probably might be a little slower than what you'd like, but they all work very hard over there, and that we have some great employees. So please be patient and maybe go a little 10 minutes earlier than you planned, so you're not rushing through there. And those guys, they work hard and they're every day, and they're good people. So please be nice to them.
You said no inserts, so I get the Dade County Sentinel, right? And it's got advertisements in there from grocery stores. You can include them, or you can't?
The ones that, most
I
of
mean,
the
they're
ones
paper.
they're paper.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
okay.
the ones that are like, Phil, I don't have anything up here, but
All right.
Phil, like that right there next to you.
Yeah, this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
right.
I had something else about the transfer station. Okay, the computers up there, just let those guys get used to things. It's a couple more steps than what they're used to. And then for my last item, New Salem fish fry Friday night, the 22nd at 5 o'clock. It's a big thing, so get there early, get your dinner. They do a great job. I don't know how many years they've been doing this, but it's as long as I can remember.
It's very good.
So it's a long time. So they do a great job, and it helps out the fire department, the community center. So put that on your calendar. I do want to say, if you have emailed me or text, I will be responding very soon. We were in Savannah and had classes. I think I had one maybe a little worse than you did on Saturday. My first class was great, but my second class was hard to sit through all day. And then the next week I went to more training on textile recycling in Charlotte. It's amazing. If you are interested in any of that, or if you're not interested, please look it up and look at what's happening to the United States in the world with all of that. It's pretty amazing the things that are coming about and the things that are happening. So, and I'll probably do a presentation for that maybe next month or so. It's just a lot of information for me to cram in right now, so, but that's pretty much all I got, I think.
All right, well, thank you. All right, I'm gonna go over some things for Philip tonight, if you want to pull up Philip's, but while he's doing that, one other thing about the transfer station, one thing I didn't even think about until today, and I had a lady call me about removing staples from cardboard. You know, some boxes are stapled with those big kind of copper-looking larger staples on the bottom. They are sometimes rejecting the entire cube of cardboard if they find any kind of metal in those. Now, believe me, I find that somewhat ridiculous that they would reject the whole cube of baled cardboard, but I'm just reporting what we've found out today.
Yeah,
And
sure.
so if you want to recycle cardboard, we would ask you to remove those staples. We just don't have the staff to go through and remove staples out of cardboard. So typically, if it's going to have staples in it, it's probably going to get thrown in the trash, which ends up in the landfill. And that's not what we want. But Billy said that if people will consider removing those staples, that would be greatly appreciated. And then you can just place that in those containers, the correct container that has cardboard. But anyway, that was the answer on that. On Philip's report for electrical inspections during March 2026, new construction totaled 9, new construction temporaries were 7, reconnects were 2, alterations were 4, barn 2, garage 1, camper 3, RV sites 1, and there were no failed inspections for a total of 29. April 2026, we had new construction 7, new construction temporary 3, new construction apartments 0, alterations remodels 6, reconnect 0, barn garage workshop 2. This says tiny mobile home. I don't know what the difference is in small or tiny. Anyway, tiny mobile home, campers 5, and then other 1. So that was a total of 24. So 29 electrical inspections in March, 24 in the month of April, which is pretty impressive. Rec baseball season has just concluded, and the All-Stars has begun, so be aware of that. This is a report from our tank, Brendan Stevens down at the park, our director there, and he said Dizzy Dean State Tournament, we will be hosting that the first week of June. And so there's recreational soccer matches ongoing and will last until the middle of May. It's my understanding, I think the last, unfortunately the practice tonight was canceled due to the wet fields after 3.6 inches of rain, which we're not going to complain. But they have a final match, I believe, in Ringgold this Saturday. And then held a soccer clinic in April and had over 100 children. So Antique Alley will be made available, or is available. There's 15 spots left down at the park, so you can call Tank at 423-800-1525 to reserve your spot. It's about 30 feet wide. The cost is $25 for the entire event, and I believe that's like a 3-day event. And so, again, this weekend there is a select softball tournament scheduled to take place. I haven't seen the weather forecast today or this evening. They were calling for rain, so I hope not this Saturday. I mean, I hope we have rain, but yet I hope it doesn't rain out the softball tournament. But anyway, but that would be his report. And so I just wanted to mention those things. Okay, so as far as my report goes, we have had station talks with SPLOS meetings. We had coffee talk from February. I love this. I love that. Sounds like staying alive. Coffee talk with Carrie and Don. But anyway, it was station talk though for the month of April, following up those February and March meetings over at the historic courthouse. And then, so you see the picture there, that guy's head on the left, that's Rodney Miller. He's sitting right back here tonight. And Rodney was there at West Brow. We appreciate him. He represents not only the community there, but he also represented the Covenant College. And so he was there, gave us some great information. You see Melissa sitting on the front row there as well. And then that was at West Brow. I believe it was last week. Then Wildwood, we had the top right there. Had several people show up at Wildwood, Station 1. And then that's Trenton, down there at you see some young folks there that came out and participated. And I'm so happy they did. They gave us their ideas about what they'd like to see on Splost. And I said, why not? Because you know what? By the time this Splost expires, that's 7 years from now. These guys will be almost, I mean, they'll be close to high school, if not getting ready to graduate. Don't tell their moms I said that, because they'll have a heart attack. And then, because right now they're like 10. But anyway, that's amazing. They'll be 17 years old. South Dade was there. New Salem, New Home, and Davis was participated in all those places. We had great turnout, and we appreciate everyone that did come out. Appreciate Carrie hauling around her Splost show there, show and tell. And if you have not had a chance to see that, if you will check with her, she'll be more than happy to give you a rundown on that information. And we were actually yesterday in this picture here at the Senior Center. You see those three boards there behind me. Those are what I'm talking about, that she's been taking at all these places for the last 90 days, really. And it lists the current Splost activities and then all the way through the future things. And we've had several ideas, new things listed there. You see Bob up there on the right making a presentation to our seniors yesterday. But they were very attentive, had some great questions, and they too were able to get up and vote on those different projects. So we're excited about that. Kind of to follow up that about the vote, we're looking at having a comprehensive plan. Our first of many planning meetings coming up Monday, June 1st at 5:30 p.m. over in the historic courthouse upstairs. If you're interested in that, feel free to come out. It'll be somewhat of like a visioning session. And a comprehensive plan is critical to a county and a city. It is a joint Dade County, City of Trenton plan. And so we will be doing that again this coming June 1st. That's a Monday at 5:30. And we really would appreciate your attendance. Probably be about a 2 to 3 hour meeting. It's a little long, but that'll be the longest one we have, informing everyone of what a comprehensive plan is and how important it is to a community. But if these ideas are not listed on your comprehensive plan, it makes getting grants very difficult. First thing Department of Community Affairs looks at is it listed on your comprehensive plan. So please consider coming out for that. And again, we'll consider you a stakeholder in our community. And from that, I'll just let you know, we will follow up with a survey that we'll produce from that evening. And then that we'll ask the community to vote on that, and even fine tune it down to the top ideas that needs to be listed in our work program. Next thing we had was Georgia Initiative for Community Housing, and so we are excited. We continue to work towards these goals. We went to Tifton, Georgia. If you've never been to the metropolis of Tifton, I know Laura Beth Cunningham and her husband's probably been down there a few times with 4-H and different things with the University of Georgia, but it's had a great time down there. It's it's somewhat limited, but anyway, you feel like you're going to Florida before you get there. But had about 100 folks at the meeting and learned a lot about affordable housing. And really, we even want to simplify that down to accessible housing. People are spending 30 to 50% of their entire income towards a mortgage. And Georgia is trying to do something about that, to mitigate that. And so we are participating in that as well in Dade County to find and help develop affordable and available housing for people that they can afford here in our community. We went to the Community Forest Open House, and UGA sponsored a video documentary that day. Dr. Pullen was there, and several others, even here in this room. We appreciate their attendance at that, and it was actually a great day. As Stephen Bonico was giving a little speech about the importance of cleanliness and whatever on Lookout Creek, a bald eagle literally took off from the creek. I thought, wow, how did they stage that? That was awesome.
Yeah, that's
I
like,
mean, it was perfect timing. I mean, a great crowd, what, about 30 folks there, I suppose, and so I couldn't believe it. But anyway, it was a great time, and that's a beautiful area that we were trying to protect there at the foot of Lookout Mountain. Ribbon cutting at the Career Center took place in conjunction with the Cherokee Regional Library System and the Alliance for Dade. We're thankful to do that, and so that is available now if you have any need in looking for a job or want to assist in someone finding a job. The library has a great room of resources there for you called the Career Center, so I'd ask you to check that out at your convenience. Again, a joint comprehensive plan, public hearing. The county and city leadership were there, as well as others, and so we appreciate those who have participated in that, like we talked about. Trenton Pressing side, again, that was a great day with this past Tuesday. Had our new Congressman Clay Fuller and our State Representative Mike Cameron were both there, as well as several others. And I agree, it was a great day at Trenton Pressing as well as Vanguard. Those are two impressive sites. You see coming through Trenton on these 18-wheelers all the time, these huge spools of metal. It's like sheet metal. They're taking those down there and creating awesome things. I mean, all kinds of tools, tool and dies, the list goes on and on. I mean, it was just really impressive. And they have millions of dollars sitting on the shelf. I mean, because these dies that they have cost some of them are over $1 million each to produce these different things for different vendors that they have throughout the country and the world. We're selling parts from Dade County to China. All right, isn't that amazing? It's made in China. This is made in Dade, so we're excited about that. So we had the 21st annual Respect for Law ceremony on Tuesday. We thank the Optimist Club for sponsoring that and the Fraternal Order of Police. It's always a very special time that recognizes fallen officers in the state of Georgia over the last 12 months, as well as recognize all of our local officers and the different state patrol and commercial care compliance. And I know I'll forget one: City of Trenton Police, the Georgia State Patrol, and the Dade County Sheriff's Deputies. And the game wardens. And the game warden's the one that won the big enchilada that day. So we appreciate all of them and congratulate them. There you see a picture we had of the department head meeting. And one thing that came out of the department head meeting was, I've noticed that coming out, I met an 87-year-old lady walking across from the gazebo the other day. She's trying to come in here and pay her taxes. And I said, I'm sorry that you couldn't park over here. We had a lot of employees parked out here, and then some of our poll workers were parked out here. And, people don't think about it. So I've asked to leave the 5 parking spots to the right of each building facing the Justice Building and 5 spaces facing our building. Just leave those available for the taxpayers, people coming in buying tags, and they're coming in and voting. I mean, that's important. And so far so good. For a week now, they've had plenty of parking out here, because on every other Monday when we have the Department of Driver Safety here, actually they're in the building next door in the Justice Building. It is really wild around here. When you have an election, it's the first of the month, people are buying their tags, and you have the driver safety people. There's lots of vehicles parked around here and trying to come and go. So it's good. So thank you to the employees for allowing our citizens a place to park. We appreciate that. Department head, okay, that was enough on the department head minute. Elections building update, we've already heard that earlier. I was there today. This is a picture, actually, you're seeing of the interior. And so it's got a little water on the ground because the roof was not complete yet. But hey, it's got a roof going up, and then you see all the interior walls coming together. And so there's looking at final inspections and stuff on those, that electrical and stuff. So it's really, really coming together, and we are so excited about it. After Laura Beth, I'm going to ask Carrie here in a minute to come up and make an introduction. Just don't let me forget to do that. All right.
I have one more.
Okay, sure.
I just want, Brian, was it? Nathan Brady, sorry. I just wanted to let you know that we definitely heard you and, but, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna look all that up and kind of read it. I just want to, I don't think nobody really responded, so I just wanted you to know.
Okay. Under appearances, we receive reports from our local entities and organizations, so I'll ask you to please come to the podium. This is Mrs. Laura Beth Cunningham, our 4-H agent, UGA Extension, Dade County, for an in-person presentation.
And I'm also Carrie's son's Atticus's best friend.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're still doing Ag Ventures at the library. And I also finished up Ag Ventures in the school system this last Tuesday up at Davis. So I visited every kindergarten, first and second grade at Davis and Dade Elementary this year. So it was a lot of kids. I think it was 436 kids that I read an ag story. So it was a lot of kids. So I hope that I at least introduced a lot of them to a little bit more ag than they were used to. So our next one at the library will be on June, whatever it said up there, I missed it, on June 16th, and we're going to be reading Secrets of an Apple Tree. So it was 423 kids at Dade and Davis. This last one, we read an Easter book. So a lot of the kids made a little craft about an Easter bunny. And then also for the last one, I have an ag book that talks about all the agriculture in Georgia. So we ended the school year talking about all the agriculture that's in Georgia. Our next homeschoolers meeting is going to be on May 20th. And we're going to talk about electricity and circuits. And then in this last month in April, we talked about beavers and are they a friend or a foe? And we learned that they are actually friends to us and all the biodiversity that they bring to our environment. So, our shotgun team, they had their district qualifying match actually about a week ago. And they did really good. They had their match in Gordon County. We had a first place junior team and then also a third place junior team because we have a really big shotgun team this year. Out of the juniors, Ryder Clark, I think he's on the next slide. And our senior team, they placed third. We had 2 senior teams as well. And then the next slide. So Ryder, he was our highest scoring junior individual. He placed second. And then our third place highest score senior was Atticus. So
Your best friend.
yes, my best friend Atticus, he placed third. So all but 4 of our entire shotgun team scored high enough to go to state competition, which is this weekend in Perry, Georgia. So they're all traveling down tomorrow to go to Perry. So I'm very excited for all of them. They changed the whole location to Perry this year. They used to do it at Rock Eagle in a big UGA cow pasture, and it's been raining for the past 3 years, so that's why they changed it. Last year was the worst. Everybody was getting stuck, and it became like a big mud pit, so they changed the location to the state fairgrounds. So I'm really thankful for that. the kids are kind of upset about it because they used to get to stay at Rock Eagle and stay up late and talk, but yeah, they can't do that this year. But I think they'll be really happy about it because it's a much nicer facility. So this is everybody. This is the whole team, and these are our summer events that we're going to be doing this year. The kids always love to go swimming, so I'm always trying to find new places for them to go. There is this Red Clay Resort place, I think it's over in Murray County, and it's like a natural made place, but a natural spring feeds into it, so I hear it's really cold, but it looks really cool, so I'm going to take them there to go swimming. The Chick to Chicken Day Camp is on June 25th. That's also the same day as the library is doing their Touch a Truck, so I hate that I'll miss that, but I know that the county's going to bring a lot of vehicles over there. I talked to Billy about that, so that'll be exciting too. But Chicken Day Camp is actually filling up quick. That is one of my most popular events. The kids love Chicken Camp. I'm going to try the Nougat Splash. It's in Hickson, and it's like this inflatable water park where they can jump all on these inflatables. So that might be fun. And then we're also going to go to the zoo in July. And then I can't end the summer without a hike because that's my favorite thing to do. So right before they go back to school, we're going to go on a hike.
Nice.
We had junior senior DPA. I had it on the other slideshow for last month, but I was really proud of these kids because I took 3 down there and then all 3 of them placed. So
That's great.
I mean, they're my 100% kids. Kerrigan, Braxton, and Atticus, so I always have to celebrate them whenever I can. Allison has been helping Gordon County, Walker County, and then Dade has been doing a Master Small Ruminant program. Their final field day, I want to say, is this Saturday. But they've been doing a lot of online type things for a small ruminant program.
All right, I give up. What's a small ruminant?
A goat.
A goat? Yeah, I saw the picture, but I just want to say that's not a.
A goat or a sheep.
I've had goats in my
ruminant.
I've had goats in my farms. I never called them a small ruminant in my entire life. But I just wanted to know.
Pop-Tart, so.
It's a goat or a sheep.
All right, there you go.
The Northwest Beekeepers is May 11th in Walker County. She's going to be speaking on the buzz on pest, so the here and the incoming. And then our Tri-State Beekeepers meeting at the Ag Center is going to be May 18th at 7 p.m. And then the Cattlemen's meeting is going to be over in Walker County on May 19th. This one's going to be a little bit different. It's a farm tour, and I can't remember the farm's name. You'll have to call the office and ask, but whoever owns the farm also has a catering business, so it's not going to be the usual meal. He's actually going to cater on the farm. So if you've ever wanted to go to a cattlemen's meeting, this might be the one to go to.
Yeah.
So I would, if you want to go, call and
We're
reserve
here
the
to
meal,
eat.
because
Thank
this
you
one
very
will be
much.
the better one to go to. So these are some of the programs and site visits that she did. That's part of the Small Ruminants program. She did 2, I think that was one of the beekeepers meetings. And I don't know what that other one is because I haven't seen her this week. She's been at a training, so I'm not sure what that first one is. But that was a beekeepers meeting. I think that's our last slide.
That's
That
it.
is-
Thank you very much.
Thank you, appreciate it. Hey,
I'd like to just say a word about the Dade County Extension. The Georgia Extension Service provided lunch down in Savannah. It was excellent. We are very high on Laura Beth and the other people over in the Extension office, and the state is too. They're doing a lot of great things, and she is recognized at the state
Oh,
level.
no doubt, no doubt. Yep.
Thank you.
yep. We appreciate our Laura Beth, she's great. And her husband too, anyway. All right, Carrie Anderson, tell us what you know.
Well, I want to start by introducing Macy Linder. She is going to be our intern for communications. We have her for 200 hours this summer. And I also want to take a minute to brag on Kathy Reagan, who's our grant writer. So in a lot of our SPLOS talks, we talked about how in the first year that Kathy was here as a part-time grant writer and administered over $500,000 in grants as a part-time grant writer. So she worked really hard, got us a grant for a communications intern. Macy's going to be helping us do some special projects for the county and communications, especially around departments and introducing the public to departments in case they don't know those departments. So she just graduated in December from the University of Georgia with her undergrad degree, and she's now in the master's program at University of Georgia. Again, she'll graduate this coming December. So we are very thankful to have her. If she looks familiar to you, she's a graduate of Dade County High School, and she's the daughter of Tracy Blevins, who was our longtime principal at Dade Elementary School. So we're very thankful to have Macy, and you'll be seeing her around. Macy, would you like to say anything? We'd love for you to. And she's very bright. We're very excited.
Hi, Commissioners. I am so excited to be working here this summer and just shedding some light on, our wonderful county and the departments in it. So I'm so honored to be here and to know the counties better. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I have followed,
Go Dogs.
I followed you for a while and do pretty great things. So I'm excited that you're here with us.
We absolutely say go Dogs, Madam Clerk. We got plenty of dogs,
Sook 'em.
right? In fact, I think we're all dogs tonight.
Sook 'em.
Right?
That's right. Yep,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay. And I've known Tracy, 40 years, 42 years to be exact, so that's amazing. Her mom, and she was a great principal.
Yes.
Welcome, Macy. We appreciate you. Under appearances also, we have online presentations available by Miss Lydia Socio, manager of the Dade County Public Library, and online presentation by Mrs. Sandy White, who's president and CEO of the Alliance for Dade, which is our Chamber of Commerce in Dade County. So if you get a chance to go online, and you can find those presentations there. Again, like Commissioner Bradford said, I'd like to say thank you to Heather Stevens, who came for the Bank of Dade, made some recommendations on the community events, and also Mr. Nathan Braden, right? Again, for recognizing the noise pollution issues. And so we will definitely investigate those matters. And you're always welcome, any citizen's always welcome to come to any of us the other 30 days of the month. You don't have to come here particularly, but you can, and you can catch us either in person, on text or email or phone, where we try to make ourselves available. And so if you can't get with us, you find Carrie, and Carrie is our communications director. She will get the word to us to give you a phone call, and that's the best way to communicate with all of us. And I always want to say thank you to Carrie. She did, again, she came to all of the SPLOS meetings and carried all that stuff around. And we appreciate you, Carrie. We don't say that very often, but I really do. I have great staff, and they're great people, and I appreciate all of them. Well, now it's Mrs. Rebecca Jones, our CFO, to provide the county financial report.
The first thing you see there is our account balances as of April 30th, 2026. The next 4 pages details our budget variance report as of March 31st, 2026. Revenues, year-to-date actuals was $13,380,205. Year-to-date budget, $13,308,096. So we're in excess of our budget by $72,109. Expenses year-to-date actuals, $12,290,568. Year-to-date budget, $12,096,155. So we were actually over budget by $194,413. The next 4 pages goes over the trend of lost and splost since 2010 and details that. And then on the next probably 5 or 6 pages goes over the detail of 2015 and 2021 splost and the related expenses for the current year. And then your last page is year-to-date tax collections, and the percentage collected as of March 31st, 2026 was 94.01%. That concludes the report.
All right. Are there any questions pertaining to the report? Hearing no questions, I will entertain the motions to approve the financial report as presented by Mrs. Jones.
I'll make a motion.
All right, well,
No second.
okay. Commissioner Woods has moved to approve the financial report as read and seconded by Commissioner Bradford. The motion, let's call the, I'll now poll each commissioner, if I can spit that out, to have the vote recorded. Dr. Pullen?
Yes.
Mr. Woods?
Yes.
Mrs. Bradford?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. The motion is passed by unanimous vote. You may have noticed, this is probably the first time in 20 years our county attorney is not here. But he had a very important, I say date, but a very important engagement this evening. His daughter is graduating from college, right? So, you know, if he wanted to remain in the house with his wife, if you know Darlene Rogers, he's going to that graduation this evening. And so, but I've checked with Mr. Rogers, our county attorney, and there are no legal matters to discuss with the board this evening. Is there any unfinished business to discuss or vote upon? Hearing none, under new business, the reading of the minutes of the last month's regular meeting and any special call meetings will not be required since all commissioners have been furnished copies in advance. The meetings are public record and available for review in the county commission office. The minutes are included in the consent agenda and will be considered for approval under the new business. I'll now ask the county clerk to read aloud the items considered on the consent agenda. Thank you. Please do that.
Okay, we have approval of the agenda, approval of the previous meeting minutes, review of the personnel status report, the proclamation for respect for law, joint proclamation with Trenton Dade Optimist Club, the proclamation for Foster Care Month of May, proclamation National Day of Prayer, the proclamation of Armed Forces Day, and the proclamation of National Travel and Tourism Week. Also, we have construction of the election building monthly updates from Robert Roberts, RFP 2026-05, the Dade County, Georgia EMS Zone Emergency Ambulance Service. It is recommended to proceed with negotiations of contract with Puckett EMS. Resolution R-27-26, disposal of surplus county property from New Salem Fire Department to donate to the Tri-County Community Fire Department, a 1988 Chevrolet Model C6500. Resolution R-28-26, radio communications tower lease agreement with Georgia Forestry Commission. It's the renewal of that contract, that agreement. Resolution R-29-26, the approval of lease purchase agreement for 2 Fraser ambulances with a lease with Lease One Magnolia LLC for $635,892 for 2 new ambulances at a rate of 4.37 fixed rate. And Resolution R-30-26, approval of lease agreement, purchase agreement ambulance equipment for EMS with Stryker Medical for $161,936.90. And that's all.
All right, is there any discussion regarding the items listed on the consent agenda as presented by the clerk?
No.
Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented by Mrs. Knight.
I'll make a motion to approve.
All right, Mrs. Bradford moved to approve the consent agenda as read. Do I hear a second?
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. I now poll each commissioner to have their vote recorded. Dr. Pullen?
Yes.
Mr. Woods?
Yes.
Mrs. Bradford?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes, and the motion is passed by unanimous vote. There's no executive session, and for the first time in a long time, it's not even 8 o'clock, so as the President of the United States would say, that's a big, beautiful meeting tonight. Thank y'all for being in attendance. We appreciate it, and we are now hereby adjourned.
Hey, Nathan.